Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Super Gaming Minute, the channel dedicated to all things Nintendo and gaming. Today I thought it'd be fun to go over my top Legend of Zelda games. It's not going to be in any specific order, it's just the top 5 games that I spent the most time playing, the ones I had the most fun on. Nostalgia as well obviously comes into play with that. But enough rambling, because I think I've done that for long enough. Let's get right into the video. I'm gonna get one of the most obvious ones out of the way first, and that one is obviously, just like almost everybody else's, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's a perfect game, especially for the time period. One of the first open world games that you can play. Hyrule Field was inspiring, for a lack of a better word, when you first go into it and you see just how vast Hyrule really is. You know, for us who have spent most of our time with the top-down view of Hyrule, going into this open field, it was just magical. This open sandbox type gameplay, it was magical. So Ocarina of Time will always have a spot in my top 5. It's just that good. And of course, nostalgia comes into play. I mean, even today, people are talking about it, playing the game. So, I mean, it stood the test of time. The controls can get a little bit wonky sometimes, but I mean, what are you going to do? I'm maybe one of the few people that think that it should get a remake, although I did quite enjoy playing it on the 3DS. It's a good place to play. The problem with me and the 3DS is that I don't like the little screen. It kind of puts me to sleep if I play too long. So, anyway, Ocarina of Time, fantastic game. The next one I have... Actually, you know what? Here. Let's get this one out of the way first, because I don't have the physical copy of it. I just have it on Nintendo Switch Online. And that is... Let's just... Give me technical difficulties. Give me a minute here. The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. I've played through this game a handful of times. It's a fantastic game. I mean, I know all you guys have played through this too if you're Zelda fans. You know, we went from Zelda 1 on the NES, which was a fantastic game, and then we went to Zelda 2, which completely rewrote the rules of a Legend of Zelda game, back to the original sort of concept with A Link to the Past. Top-down view versus the side-scrolling collectibles, that kind of thing. Really good game. I still love the fact that Link has pink hair. I'm so happy that that's a thing. Great game. If you haven't played it, you should. You probably have, though, because I think everybody's played it, especially now that it's available on Nintendo Switch Online. Anybody can pick it up and give it a go. So anyway, Link to the Past. And since we're kind of on that subject, my next one is the sequel to that, and that would be The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds on the 3DS. This game is so much fun. When I first played it, I didn't realize it was a sequel to A Link to the Past. But it didn't really matter. I mean, the game is fantastic anyways. It's a fun game to play through. How good is it? That's a dad sneeze. Anyway, I didn't realize it was a sequel to A Link to the Past. It's a great game. I mean, the new mechanic that they have in this, where you can turn to a painting, you can go between walls and stuff like that, is a lot of fun. The 2 different worlds that you can traverse is a lot of fun. The story is great. One thing that I really did like is the way that the item system worked, where you can rent the items, which, you know, at first I was a little bit, but after a while, you know, I saw it for what it was, and I really appreciated it. Whether you die in the overworld or in a dungeon, you lose your item, and you have to go back and rent it again and try again. Just a new element of gameplay, which I thought was really neat. Anyway, Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds, such a good game. If you can get your hands on it, pick it up. It's not very expensive. It's a really good game. And again, if you wanted to play the sequel to A Link to the Past, give that one a go. The next one, I had a hard time deciding whether or not I wanted to do this one or its sequel, but I decided to go with this one anyway, and that is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And the reason I chose Breath of the Wild over Tears of the Kingdom is just for the wow factor. When you played Tears of the Kingdom, you kind of knew what to expect. Now, I am really impressed with how well Nintendo hid the fact that you can go in the underworld. I can't remember what the heck it's called right now. We knew about the Sky Islands, we knew about the main, obviously, Hyrule, but we didn't know about going underground, which I thought was really cool. But playing Breath of the Wild for the first time, and then when Link gets out of the first little cave, of Resurrection, and then he sees the vast world, the vast open world. Yeah, picturesque moment. It was beautiful. It kind of gave you a sense of what you were in for, a sense of adventure. What a fantastic opening scene. The gameplay, everything. And I've talked about this game before in other videos, especially when it comes to the weapon system and the weapons breaking. I thought it was a really cool idea because there's a sense of panic, a sense of urgency. Always making sure you're prepared for the next battle. I thought that was so cool. I can appreciate the fact if you guys don't like that. I mean, obviously a lot of people didn't, but I thought it was a really cool mechanic, and I still do with Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild definitely deserves a spot on my list. So, okay, last but not least, and guys, this was very hard to pick 5 because I love The Legend of Zelda. It's my favorite. Trying to think, Legend of Zelda. Yeah, I would say Legend of Zelda is it beats out Metroid. I'm a huge Metroid fan. Legend of Zelda just sneaks past it a little bit, just because of the amount of titles you got. Yeah. Anyway, enough rambling. The last on my list is A Legend of Zelda. Oh, Legend of Zelda. Last on my list is Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Wind Waker is, I mean, what a beautiful game. A lot of people gave it because of what it was and what they were expecting when this came out. Obviously, people expected a more gritty, realistic, dark game, and Nintendo gives us a light-hearted, cartoony. They gave us this, basically. Which now, once the dust settled and people played the game and they got a feel for the game, I mean, this game is exactly what we wanted. Let's be real here. A nice sense of adventure, a nice big open world that we thought wouldn't be possible. Yeah, a lot of it is tiny little islands and water, but it was a good way to kind of expand the world of The Legend of Zelda. The dungeons are some of the best in the series, I think. There's some pretty dark moments in it too. So it's an all-around great game. And when this came out for the Wii U, and it had all the extra features like the message in a bottle, the cameras, all that kind of stuff, all the stuff you can do basically online, I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. And I also played a lot of it just on the gamepad itself, which was a lot of fun because the first time I was able to take a console from my TV to the gamepad and kind of play it around the house. I mean, not very far, like 20-30 meters maybe, but I still thought that was really cool. Sat on the couch or sat on my bed and played this game. I sat at work. I brought the whole console to my work one day when I used to be a welder, and I brought it, and on my lunch break I would plug in my console and I'd play this directly on the gamepad, which was kind of overkill. I'm so happy the Switch is a thing now, because now I can just bring the Switch with me and save me a lot of headache and a lot of trouble. But I am rambling again. There's a lot of memories of this, guys. A lot of good memories. Such a fun game. If you haven't played Wind Waker, please give it a shot. You will not be disappointed, and it might even turn into one of your favorite games too, and I hope that's the case. There's a couple that I wanted to include in the list, but these ones were just a little bit squeaked by, just a little bit, and that would be the original Legend of Zelda. I am one of those people that you heard about that would talk about the Legend of Zelda on the schoolyard. I'd go over tips with my friends. I'd ask them how they were able to, what do you do with the bomb? How do I get to the next dungeon? Well, you got to go this many steps in the overworld, place a bomb where it doesn't show you to place a bomb, and then you put it there. Just so many memories come flooding back when I talk about that game. The next runner-up would be Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess was a lot of fun for me too. Spent a lot of time on that one. One of the first Legend of Zelda games that I actually picked up after playing the original. It kind of what got me back into the Legend of Zelda, which is really cool. I sat and played that on my Wii. The motion controls and things I thought were awesome. The darker tone, the grittier atmosphere was really neat. Made me feel like a badass playing it, even though I'm not, and I never was. I'm just kind of a dork who talks about video games. Anyway, yeah, that's my list, guys. My top favorite Zelda games. In the comment section down below, tell me about your favorite games. Which one do you guys like the best? Give me your top 5, give me your top 2, I don't care. Just tell me your favorite one, whatever. Just make a comment down there and I'll be sure to respond to it. If you guys like all things Nintendo gaming, don't forget to subscribe to Super Gaming Minute. Don't forget to like this video if you like talking about The Legend of Zelda. All that social media stuff. Yeah, I really like talking to you guys. I really want to keep making videos. So thumbs ups and comments and subscribes, and we will see you guys on the next one. That's the end of the video. I appreciate you guys being here. Keep on gaming.